Stephanie, would you mind telling me exactly what you're doing with my husband?
Excuse me? Oh, hello there, Angie. What am I doing with your husband? I'm not sure what you mean.
I mean, what are you doing in my house with my husband Steve at this very moment?
Uh-oh. I guess you're home already, huh?
Yes, I finished my work a lot sooner than I thought I would, so I left work about an hour earlier than usual and I just got home.
Uh-oh. Well, looks like we're busted.
You don't seem to be very worried about being caught like this.
Well, I guess you could say that I'm a little surprised. But just so you know, Steve and I are super duper deeply in love with each other. You know what he told me just a few minutes ago? That he's way happier with a beautiful woman like me than an old ugly hag like you. And besides, I always knew that if I got caught, I could just divorce my husband and poof, problem solved.
Do you really think you can get away with what you're doing that easily?
Of course I do. Steve already said that he'd pay for my lawyer and any damages I had to pay to my husband for cheating on him.
Ah, I see. So that's why you seem so flippant right now. I guess that would make sense. Steve's family is pretty wealthy after all.
I know, right? And this gorgeous house that me and Steve are going to live in together is his, which means it's mine too now.
Well, yeah, it was his family's house.
And now it's gonna be our family's house.
Not that I care, but how long are you planning to stay in there?
Uh-oh, are you gonna try to kick me out now? You can be patient and wait for us to be done, okay? You came home before we were finished.
Aren't you forgetting something? It's summer vacation. School is out right now.
Well, yeah, but so what?
So our daughter, who was playing at her friend's house today, is going to be coming home any moment now, and I am not about to allow my daughter to see her own father messing around with the mother of one of her classmates. Do I make myself clear?
Oh man, what a spoil sport.
Are you dressed right now?
Yeah, I got it. Don't rush me. Hey, wait a minute. I'm looking all around the room, but I can't find Steve's or my clothes anywhere.
Sorry about that. I found your clothes strewn about the living room floor, so I took the liberty of throwing them out into the yard.
You what? What were you thinking?
I was thinking that I didn't want you running away from me.
Ugh, you are super bitter about this, huh? Fine, I won't run away. I'm just gonna go home, so hurry up and give me my clothes back.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to tell you, but that's not gonna happen.
Huh? What is your problem? Why not?
I've known about your relationship with my husband for a little over half a year now.
Wait, you knew? Then, wait a minute, just a little bit ago you were acting like you didn't know. You asked me what I was doing with your husband, but you knew? What was that all about?
Oh, that? Oh, that was just me buying time and stringing you along while I waited for everyone to arrive.
Everyone? Who's everyone?
Everyone. Steve's parents and your parents are with me, and we're about to come inside.
What?
If you don't mind, could you at least cover yourself up with a blanket or towel? And not my good blankets, please.
What is going on, Angie? Ugh, thanks a lot, Angie. I am in a world of trouble now, thanks to you.
Wow, I'm surprised you texted me so soon.
Oh yeah? And what about you? Are you already at your parents' house or whatever?
Yeah, I just got to my folks' house with my daughter a little bit ago.
Well, good for you. While everyone was tearing into Steve and me, you were just putzing around packing up your suitcase. Man, that was some tribunal. They were really ticked at us. But it was all worth it to watch your miserable self walking out of our beautiful mansion, sad and alone. And since the dust is settled, I'm already back in our mansion enjoying some sweetie, lovey-dovey time with my Steve. There's no one to get between us anymore, so we can do anything and everything we want, whenever we want. This is the best.
You seem to be pretty happy with yourself right now, but did you really think that this was all over already?
Do we really need to go through this again? I just told you. Steve is gonna pay me for my lawyer and whatever damages I have to pay you, okay? What is there for me to be worried about? Oh, Steve told me to tell you that he'll just wire a lump sum payment to your account whenever our lawyers come to a settlement.
I was already going to demand that, so he's not going to be able to appear to come out on top of this by pretending he offered to do it beforehand.
What? Oh my God, you are such a bitter old hag. Man, I am so happy I'm not ugly and alone like you.
Keep it coming, Stephanie. Say whatever you'd like to me. Nothing you can say will hurt me.
Oh, we'll see about that. I am about to do all the things for my Steve that you never did for him.
Have fun.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna have lots of fun. Way more fun than he ever had with you. And we're gonna do it in your house, on your bed. Oops, it's not your house anymore, is it?
Oh, good gracious. I'm so very, very sad. So very sad. Absolutely devastated. How will I recover?
I'm more worried about how I'm gonna recover after tonight with Steve. Good morning! Did you sleep well? I didn't. I've got more great news for you. I'm pregnant, and it's Steve's baby.
Wow, that certainly is an incredible thing.
Right? I was feeling kind of sick this morning, and I thought maybe it was because of our fun last night, but I got a test, and it was positive. It's almost scary how this is going exactly like I planned it.
Planned?
Yep, it was my plan all along to get pregnant with Steve's baby so I could get my hands on this fabulous house and all of Steve's money. Now all that's left is for you to divorce Steve and I'll get everything I wanted. And now your part in my little plan is finished, so you can go ahead and just disappear forever.
I see. Well, thanks for that, Stephanie. Now I can finally get divorced.
Huh?
Ugh, I have been so sick and tired of that pathetic loser for so long. You can have him. Oh, and by the way, you should hurry up and get ready to get out of that house as soon as possible.
What are you talking about? I'm not leaving. Why would I leave? This luxurious mansion is going to be our little love nest now. I know you're bitter and everything, but seriously, you're getting to be just plain pathetic. Angie, what's going on here? I just got told that we have to be out of this house by tomorrow. Did you know something about this? What did you do, Angie?
Didn't you know? That house is going to be put up for sale.
The house is getting sold? But why? Tell me what you did right now.
Calm down, Stephanie. I didn't do anything.
I don't believe you. But none of this makes sense. The house belongs to Steve, doesn't it? How could someone just put his house up for sale without permission? You'd better start explaining what the hell is going on here and fast.
First of all, you're wrong about one thing. That house isn't Steve's.
What?
Actually, that's Steve's grandfather's house. His name is on the title and everything.
Wait. His grandpa?
Yeah, his grandparents are currently living in their vacation house in Florida, where they moved after he retired about 20 years ago. He was worried the house would start to fall apart if it was left unoccupied, so he allowed us to live there on the condition that we would make sure it was well taken care of.
Then you lied to me. You told me it was Steve's house.
Scroll up, Stephanie. I said no such thing. I told you it was his family's house. I never said it was Steve's house.
Oh.
You see, it's not my fault that you interpreted what I said incorrectly.
I don't believe this!
It seems like they already have a buyer lined up, and they're planning to bring in the construction crew to start on some renovations in 2 days.
2 days?
Yep, and if you're still there, that's going to cause a lot of trouble for the real estate company and the workers. So I would recommend you getting your stuff out of there as soon as possible.
This is the worst. I have never been so miserable in my entire life. Why is this happening to me? I don't deserve any of this.
Ugh, what do you want now, Stephanie? Our divorce has already been finalized, and I already got my lump sum payments for child support and your affair, so I have no more reason or desire to speak to either of you ever again.
We packed up our stuff and got out of our house, but we had nowhere else to go, so we went over to Steve's parents' house, and they wouldn't let us in.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. They made it pretty clear that they never want to see Steve or you ever again.
But it gets worse. Then we tried going to my parents' house, and they wouldn't let us stay with them either.
You probably should have seen that coming too, after, well, everything that you did.
After that, we only had one more hope. We tried going to Steve's grandpa's place down in Florida. After all, I'm absolutely gorgeous, and I'm pregnant with his grandchild, so I figured that he would have to help us out. But when we said who we were on the intercom, he ignored us, locked the gate, and shut all the blinds on his house.
Well, Steve's grandpa was in the Marines, and you know their motto? Always faithful? It doesn't surprise me that he'd shut you out after both of you betrayed your families, even if you are beautiful and pregnant with his great-grandchild.
Why? Why is everyone turning their backs on me? Why are they all taking your side? I'm beautiful and stylish. You're ugly and you don't even get your nails done. I should be the one with a rich husband, not you.
What?
I mean, just think about it. Who would a wealthy and a powerful executive want on their arm at a party? Me or you? The choice is obvious. I even got my hair done, just like those women on Real Housewives.
Wait a minute.
Whatever, screw all of them. I'll just have Steve buy a luxury penthouse suite for me. That will show them who's boss. I'll look out the window of my luxurious apartment with a glass of expensive wine in my hand and laugh at all the pathetic little people down below.
Stephanie, Steve's not an executive. He's a mid-level employee.
What?
He's not the company president.
Why not? He's the former president's son, isn't he? Who else would they give the job to?
Well, yeah, our company has a pretty strict meritocratic system in place. They don't allow nepotism. By the way, I'm actually the head of the department Steve was working in.
You?
But in any case, it came out that he'd been messing around with his mistress while he was supposed to be working remotely, so he got fired the other day. Didn't you notice I said the department he was working for in past tense? I thought it was obvious.
He got fired? And what's this about a mistress? He told me I was the only one for him, and now I hear he's messing around with another woman?
No, Stephanie, that's not what I meant. You were the mistress who he got fired over.
Me?
Well, duh. Think about how often the two of you have been seeing each other these last several months. Don't you think it's odd that he could spend so much time with you during the day? He was on the clock the whole time.
So, you're saying that I...
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Your affair with Steve is the reason he's now unemployed. Though to be fair, Steve is an adult and should know better than to fool around with his mistress while he's on the clock. Actually, he should just plain know better than to have a mistress, period, but that's another story.
No way.
And another thing. His little stunt where he agreed to pay for the affair and child support in one lump sum payment. Well, thanks to that, his savings have been completely wiped out. And seeing as though his parents are in the process of writing him out of their will, I think you'd better abandon any hopes of accompanying Steve to any high-class parties as a trophy wife for the foreseeable future. Oh my god! There's no point in even being with him anymore! I'll just have to get back together with my ex-husband. Do you actually think he'll take you back? Why wouldn't he? You are currently pregnant with the child of the man you were having an affair with. What self-respecting man would ever take back someone like you? Seriously, get real. Oh, your other children are all staying with your husband too, and it seems like none of them want anything to do with you anymore. This can't be happening. I had the perfect plan. Everything was going right. I was supposed to get the pampered life. I deserve the pampered life. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a shower. Here's what happened to the two of them after they got kicked out of their house. In their search for a new place to live, they first went to Steve's parents and then to Stephanie's parents and got turned down by both. After that, they tried going all the way to Florida to beg Steve's grandpa for help, again, unsuccessfully. That's a cross-country trip, so I have no doubt that between travel expenses, food, and lodging, they must have spent around $1,000 to get there. Neither of them have jobs. What were they thinking, spending that much? Unbelievable. After that, they had no choice but to lower their standard of living and move into an old, run-down apartment downtown. Apparently, there are more rats living there than people. Oof, yikes. Now, while both of their parents have officially cut them out of their lives, they're apparently still keeping an eye on them. After all, this isn't just about the two of them anymore. There's also their baby to be worried about. My understanding is that their parents will ensure that the baby, who is the only innocent party, will be taken care of, even if that means eventually having to remove the baby from Steve and Stephanie's custody.
Hey Mom, I know it sounds bad, but can you not come to my wedding? I'll be fine with just Dad being there that day.
What?
The venue's kinda cramped, and with your wheelchair it might be a bit hard to fit others. I invited a few guests, so the venue will have a bunch of tables and seats filling out the space. Likely can't make a path for your wheelchair to pass through.
If that's the issue, then don't worry about it. I have a compact wheelchair that I can use. And if that's still too much, then I can have your father help carry me around.
There's no need for all that, just don't come to the wedding.
How could you? I'm your mother, Adam. All I want to see you is getting married.
You know what? I'll just be honest with you. My fiancé doesn't want you to come to the wedding.
What? Holly said that?
Truth is, she really isn't all that fond of you. She told me that if it's possible, she doesn't want you to be at the wedding.
I had a feeling she was like that. She wouldn't even look at me to talk, and when she does talk to me, she's always pretty rude. But what did I do for her to dislike me that much? What terrible thing have I done for her to not want me at your wedding?
It's 'cause you're in a wheelchair, Mom. She really isn't fond of disabled people. You know how you got into an accident that paralyzed your legs all those years ago? Holly thinks that you're gonna force her into taking care of you once you get older. She's very suspicious of your kindness towards her, that you're being nice to have her be guilty enough to take care of you.
I have never had such intentions towards anyone. I have never even once thought of having someone, especially her, to take care of me. How shallow can she be to dislike me over an unlikely scenario?
Well, anyways, don't come to the wedding, okay? This is our request. Just please, try to understand.
Sorry for texting randomly, Holly, but I just don't understand. I get that you don't like me, but could you at least allow me to attend the wedding? I really just want to see my son getting married in person. Ugh, I didn't want to talk to you directly, so I had Adam text you. Yet here you are, still texting me. Don't be that way, please. Not wanting me to attend because I'm in a wheelchair is way too unreasonable. I don't have any intentions of having you take care of me when I get older, okay? So please don't treat me like this, please. All I wanted was to get along with you. Ha! Yeah, well that's not happening. Plus, nothing about being in a wheelchair is normal. What? Also, you say that you won't have me take care of you, but I know that you're lying. As soon as the wedding is over, there is no doubt that you'll turn that sweet attitude around. I've heard the stories. I have no plans to do anything like that to you. You're all talk. I don't trust you one bit, which is why I refuse to have you over at our wedding. I'm perfectly fine with the bare minimum relationship we have now. Bare minimum? I'll show my face at your funeral, though. Other than that, I don't want to interact with you. Therefore, please don't attend my wedding. Thanks. How rude! Just so that we're clear, your son is also on board with this. If anything, he was the one who suggested not inviting you to the wedding. He claimed to be so tired of you. What did you just say? I've heard many things from him. How he had to take care of you from such a young age. Since you're in a wheelchair, he had to take care of everything at the house. There is no way that a mother like that wouldn't push all the responsibility onto the wife. He's trying to protect me from you. How sweet of him. Hang on. That has to be a lie. I've never had him take care of me. I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself, and if not, then my husband would. No chores have ever been forced onto him. Okay, so, are you trying to say that your son is lying to me? Having to take care of his mother all his life, only to be called a liar? Like I said, he has never been forced to take care of me. Anyways, don't come to our wedding. We both don't want you to talk to us. Fine, if that's how you guys feel. Hello, Holly. It's been a while. I heard from a mutual friend that you've had a child. Is that true? Somebody at the hospital mentioned seeing you guys. Yes, just last week. A very adorable baby boy. Oh, wow. Why haven't you guys told me about this? Not knowing about my own grandson's birth and then having to find out by someone else. How do you think we feel? Why should I care about how you guys feel? I just had no reason to tell you guys about it. There's no law stating that I have to inform you guys about it. Well, yeah. Ugh, I didn't want to tell you guys anything about him. Me and Adam had agreed to hide this from you, but it can't be helped, I guess. You have my permission to send us a gift. Huh? A gift? You know, like money? For the birth of your cute grandson, you can transfer $10,000 to my account. $10,000? Oh, and just so that we're clear, I won't allow you to meet him. I don't want to see you, so... You're kidding. I can't meet him, but I can send money for him? Of course! His legs might become paralyzed just by your touch. He will never see his wheelchair-bound grandmother. Just send over the money, okay? How can you say such mean things? I mean not inviting me to the wedding and now this? On top of that, you completely disrespect me. Even I have a limit on how much I can handle. I've been at the point for a while. It's why I've done all these things, haven't I? So, if you've reached that limit, then stop messaging me. That way, you won't deal with all my rude comments towards you. What did you say? I bet you only see our son as someone who'll take care of you as well. I'm here to stop that from happening. Me and my son will never be looking after you. That's fine. Stop texting me. If you don't have any intentions of making us take care of you, then you have no reason to contact us. As you wish. Just know that this also means you can't contact me. Huh? Just telling you that we will not be helping you at all in the future if you need us. Who in the world would need help from someone in a wheelchair? Stop saying stupid things and disappear already. Please, help! Gabby! What? Please help! Just this once. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? No contact for 10 years and now you're here asking for help? You volunteer at elementary schools, right? Talking about being in a wheelchair, right? Yes, I get asked to talk about it. I just went one last week. That school you went to last week is the one my son attends. What? You guys took a picture at the end, right? It was sent to us a few days ago. Adam, without thinking, called you Mom, and our son figured it out. Figured out? What were you trying to hide? Were you perhaps telling him that I had died? We told him exactly that. Oh my! But Adam just had to ruin it. Plus, you talked about a lot of things, didn't you? How we've cut ties with you. Yeah, I did talk about that. Somebody asked if I had any hard times, so I talked about that. I mentioned that not having family members who is understanding can be rough. Well, because of that, my son is now accusing us of being those family members. He was so interested in your speech, now he's mad at us for doing such horrible things. Oh my, what a kind son you've raised. I could cry from happiness to hear that. I'm gonna cry for a whole different reason. He won't listen to a word I say. Nothing is working, so we're gonna bring him over to your place. What? Over to our place? He won't believe a word we say, so I need you to explain to him that we're completely okay. Huh? Oh, why not? You finally get to meet your grandchild. It's up to you guys to think about a reason why you haven't met yet. Why would I do something like that? Just because you guys are in need of help doesn't mean you can contact me. The only thing you can do is to tell him the truth. If he hates you for that, then that's your fault. I have no intentions of lying to my grandchild. Shut up! You finally get to meet your grandchild, so do as I say. We are visiting this weekend, okay?
Mom, please help. Holly got into a real bad accident. She's in the hospital right now. What do I do?
An accident?
We're heading towards your place, but a car that ran a red light crashed right into us. Me and my son weren't badly injured, but Holly is. She seems to have broken her leg and was taken straight to the emergency room.
Oh no.
I hope she's okay. She was crying so much from the pain. What do I do if she has to live the rest of her life in a wheelchair?
I don't know. You'll figure if that happens.
Aren't you being a bit cold?
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine if you're there. I mean, you were taking care of me when you were younger, right? You'll be fine.
What?
I heard it from Holly. You were complaining to her about how you had to take care of me at such a young age. Although I don't remember anything like that happening.
You got it all wrong, Ma. I just wanted to impress her.
I don't want to hear it. I've already decided that I don't want to deal with you guys anymore.
What? Come on.
My grandson is an exception, though. That boy has done nothing wrong. I'll watch him while you go to the hospital to check on Holly.
Really? That helps a lot. I couldn't leave him alone since he's in elementary still.
Tell me where he is. Your father will go pick him up.
Thanks so much. I'll send you the address right now. Just give me a minute.
What do I do, Gabby? Both my legs are broken. I have to be on a wheelchair for the next while. They told me not to expect to be able to walk for at least a few years. A few years is pretty good. I mean, I can't walk ever again due to my accident. You're lucky. This is far from lucky. Everything hurts and I can't move. I have never landed in a hospital before, but now I'm wheelchair bound. Suddenly being wheelchair bound is a very unsettling experience. I understand how you feel. I did not want to burden my children. It was such a hard time. Could you help us out for a while? I want you to help out with the house for a bit. What? I'm gonna be in a hospital for a while, but my Adam has work, and my son is just in elementary school. Could you help with the cooking and cleaning? Also, could you teach me how to live while being on a wheelchair? I kindly decline. You guys can figure it out. Uh-huh. I've said it before, but I won't be helping you guys at all, so don't bother asking. So just because you got injured from an accident doesn't mean I am gonna let go of everything and help you out. Please don't be so mean. The situation changed from back then. You surely can help out your son and his wife. You guys were the one who cut us off, so you guys can deal with the consequences. But we have a child that's still in elementary to care for. With nobody around to take care of the house, he will be most upset.
There's no need to worry, Mom. I'm gonna stay with Grandma.
What?
You okay, Mom? I only got a few scratches, so I'm okay. It hurt a little, but I didn't cry.
Sean, why are you talking through Gabby's phone?
Dad said he was busy, so he told me to stay here. So I'm here with Grandpa and Grandma's house.
Really?
Grandpa and Grandma are so nice. They told me how much they wanted to meet me, so I'm gonna stay here with them while you're in the hospital, okay? Plus, Dad can go to work without worry.
What did you say?
I also said sorry to them for all the mean things you did and said to them. You guys need to say sorry to them after you get out, too. Making fun of someone for being in the wheelchair is very rude.
What?
Grandpa and Grandma are so nice. They told me that I don't need to apologize. Grandma can do everything by herself, even though she's in a wheelchair. It's so cool. She can drive, cook, and make snacks. Her food tastes better than yours, too, Mom.
Sean, are you really planning on staying over with them the entire time?
It helps you guys out if I do that, right? Dad can't really cook, and he's always busy with work. I did ask Grandma to come over to our house, but she told me that you guys don't allow her to. So that means that me staying with them is the only option.
This can't be happening.
So I asked if I could stay here with them to help you guys out. They told me that of course I can stay, so I'm going to stay here until you get out of the hospital. I can't visit you at the hospital, but I'll be waiting for you here. Get better soon.
What? You're not gonna visit me?
You're too far for me to go alone, and Grandma told me that she promised not to see you, so she can't take me either. I'll just wait here until you get out, okay?
What? No!
Good luck, Mom. I'll be fine over here. It's so much fun over their house. So take your time.
After a few months, Holly finally got released from the hospital. It turns out that the injury she sustained was a lot more serious than they had first expected, resulting in her having to leave while still being wheelchair bound. She has been going to rehab to learn how to walk again, but both her and Adam are having a tough time. It doesn't help that Sean reminds them that they shouldn't have been so mean to me. So they shouldn't judge people in wheelchairs anymore, especially after learning how difficult life can be. Thanks to that, I have been getting many apologetic messages, of course to which I have replied to none of. Liam still visits us by himself every once in a while, my adorable little grandson.